Some of the goals and expectations that we have for the 2018 men's lacrosse season, first and foremost, every year we have to become a team, and I think that's crucial with some of the seniors that graduated from last year and the incoming freshman class. We have to unite and become a team on and off the field. I think that's really, really important, and I think we've done a nice job with our senior leadership, and certainly in the fall, and it carried over to the spring, and we got to continue that throughout the spring. Some of the goals throughout the season, we have 8 games in conference and 8 games out of conference to start the season, and I think it's important to put this team in a position to be very competitive with a strong schedule that we'll talk about in a few minutes with our out of conference play. And hopefully those games, those 8 games, prepare us for what I think is the best and strongest conference in the country, and that's the Centennial Men's Lacrosse Conference. So hopefully that prepares us for our conference play. Our goals in conference would be certainly to position ourselves to be within the top 4 in the conference and give our chance to possibly win a conference championship, which is never easy from top to bottom with a strong conference that we have. So hopefully we can position ourselves to be one of the top 4 and fortunate enough to play for a Centennial Conference championship. We have some key returners that'll be coming back for us at attack. Certainly Sean Rogers, who's been the leader for us the last several years, will be heavily relied on in the leadership role, and at the offensive end of the field has been our quarterback and our general. He's somebody that we're very fortunate to have back as a senior and as a captain and a returning All-American and Player of the Year in the Centennial Conference. Alongside of him is Kevin Mollahan on attack, who had a fantastic freshman year, did a really nice job, also a returning All-American, and he'll be taking more and more of a leadership role at the offensive end of the field. So we're fortunate enough to have those 2 back on attack. At the midfield, we have George Briggs, who will be returning. Had a breakout year for us last year, All-American and returning as well, along with Tucker McBride, who saw significant time at the first midfield, and his game developed throughout the year. Really became an IQ midfielder and did a nice job for us. Harry Rice, who was injured for most of the year, returned at the end of the year. Never was 100%, but he's 100% now. So he'll be joining, and I think he's going to have a big breakout year for us as well. Shane McBride, who saw significant time as well, very IQ type midfielder, saw significant time last year and did some very nice things for us. They all return, along with Riley Aviles, who's a senior, and Teddy Bossity, who was injured last year as well. So we got a good core group that's returning at the midfield, and we're very, very excited to see how they develop throughout the season. At the defensive end of the field, Tommy O'Connor, who started all the games last year, he returns. He's a great one-on-one defender, did a fantastic job as a captain as a junior. He's going to be anchoring our defense, and we're really excited about that, along with our goalie, Scott Hatch, who got better and better as the year went on last year. And we also have the goalie spot is fairly competitive right now, but right now we're very excited that Scott Hatch is returning, and we're looking for great things out of him this year. At the long stick midfield position, Ellis Llewellyn saw significant time, and he's returning as well. And Chris Casey, who's a senior that just brings his A game every day. Those 2 are back, so we're excited about that as well. Our face-off guy, Andrew Rose, who took most of the face-offs last year, is a senior this year, and we're looking for huge improvements from him. Our most experienced position, I think, is our short stick D midfield position. Jared Donaghy was a freshman last year, all Centennial Conference player, is just a competitor in and out, whether it's practice, whether it's a game. We're really excited to have him back, along with Reed Ziegler, Drew DeBacco, and John Somi. Very strong short stick defensive position. We got 4 guys that are very competitive, saw a lot of time last year, and we're really excited about the future of our short stick deep position. We have an extraordinary freshman class. They've really they filled in great with some of the voids that we might have graduated from last year, but awfully excited about the freshman class. Their work ethic, whether it's in the classroom, off the field, their contributions on the field right now, it's an incredible group of young men that are very athletic, and it's going to instantly make us deeper at every single position. A couple of them stood out early. Luke Keating, a freshman attackman that's been playing very well, that's looking to break into the lineup and probably join Rogers and Mollahan, but is having a fantastic start to the season so far. We have A.J. Rigsby and Jamie Spruance at the midfield that are showing they're trying to fight their way onto that second midfield right now and really getting better every day and getting used to the speed of the college game. On defense, we brought in a group of defensemen that are extremely athletic, big, strong, physical, great sticks, great IQ. They're all fighting for playing time right now. Jake Wetzel, Holden Kammerer, Eric Delavolpe, Aiden Berger, just to name a few that are really they're college ready, and they came really prepared to play at this level, and instantaneously, like I said, they make us deeper at that position. It's the deepest I've ever been at the defensive position. So we're excited to see what the future has in store for them. The senior class from last year did an extraordinary job, not only on the field, but I thought the leadership of last year's class was extraordinary. All of them led in different ways and certainly helped to our success in 2017. A couple defenders that we lost, Nick Zenobio and Anthony Doherty, they've been the staple of our defense for a few different years now. Both of them were just fantastic leaders and did a really nice job anchoring our defense throughout the season, through the good, the bad, and the ugly at that end of the field at times. But there's no question we got to find some guys that are going to step up and play big in big games. And there's no question those two did that day in and day out. At the offensive end of the field, Michael Rama was a third attackman last year with Kevin Mollahan and the success of Sean Rogers, and was just a perfect third guy that was with them. And he rode very hard, finished when he needed to, did all the little things very well to help our overall offense succeed. And his leadership is going to be, it's a big loss for us. And I think early on in the season, we're trying to find out who our leaders are at each end of the field and who can step up and fill the void of the leaders and some of the things that those three young men did throughout their careers, but certainly in 2017. Our schedule this year, I think, is one of the strongest schedules in the country. We've added Cortland from upstate New York. We're going to play them down south. They're going to be a fantastic team, and they're ranked 5th in the country right now. So, we'll have our hands full there. We also picked up Messiah, which is, had a fantastic year last year as well. But the 8 games that we have out of conference, we open up with Lynchburg down at Lynchburg, and they're fantastic. Coach Kadelka does a great job year in and year out. Then we come at home and open up in Shattuck Stadium on February 24th against Frostburg State. Another well-coached team. Tommy Pierce, in his short time there, has turned that program into a powerhouse. So I know our first 2 games we're going to have our hands full, and then we go into Susquehanna, who's very good year in and year out. Washington and Lee, which we're always battling with. But just like our conference play, our out-of-conference play, if you don't play well against any of the teams on our schedule, we will lose. And I think our guys need to know that and need to understand that, and hopefully we can bring almost our A game every single day to prepare for the strength of schedule that we have. Then we roll into our in-conference schedule, which, I think the Centennial Conference from top to bottom is one of the toughest conferences in the country, no question about it. Each team is well coached. A lot of games are won by 1 goal, 2 goals, and it's who's making the right decisions, who's making the least amount of mistakes throughout the 60-minute game. Those ones come out on top, and who's disciplined enough. And hopefully our team is preparing day in and day out to play, for the most part, mistake-free lacrosse and disciplined lacrosse. So this is the first opportunity in 2018 for our men's lacrosse team to play in Shattuck Stadium. It's a state-of-the-art facility. I haven't seen anything like it at this level, and our guys are proud to be in it. It's a new home for them. The locker room is incredible. There just seems to be quite a bit of excitement from our guys, from recruits that are coming in and visiting. There's a lot of excitement, not only around our team, but around our new home in Shattuck Stadium. And we can't wait to get started. We go away for our first game against Lynchburg, and then we come back and we open up our first home game February 24th against Frostburg State in our new Shattuck Stadium.